Hello everyone, my name is Priscilla from Mermaid Love Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me today to check out your weekly reading. I wanted to take this moment to let you know that my readings are called bundle readings. They consist of 4 parts. The first, general. The second, money and career. The third, love. And finally, your oracle messages. Please remember to subscribe, to activate the little bell so that you are notified when I go live. Because during that time, I answer free tarot questions for all my subscribers. I am so grateful for all your support. Take care and let's begin your reading. Hello, Cancer. Welcome back to Mermaid Love Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not going to go over the introduction because I've already done that on the video, all right? So we're going to begin. I'm going to take out the cards that I'm going to be revealing at the end. Every week, I like to change my cards up and either add or change or just move them around depending on the situation. This week, we have a moon on Monday. And so I have my moonology cards here and we're going to be pulling from that deck. Also, I have so it's a total of 3 new decks this week. And so I'm just pulling right now the cards that I'm going to be revealing at the end. What do we have for Cancer, please? Thank you. And then we're going to move on to checking your energy. As you know, I do bundle readings. You heard that in the beginning of the video, that was explained. If you guys are wanting to cleanse your energies, check out the egg ritual video where I do like a little tutorial of how to go about doing that, because clearing your energies is really important, right? Every day you'll feel much lighter when you do it. It's almost like, you let all the energy out. All right, so we have the number 42. That might be significant to you in any combination. The number 4 means stability, and the number 2 is duality. It says keep learning. All right, so some of you, and this could be in anything, okay? If you guys are at work and you're wanting to learn new things just to keep up, with the changes, with technology or whatever, that's something you could definitely do. Even if that means you're going in onto Google to find out how to learn how to bake a cake, how to learn how to fix your own clothes and sew your own clothes, different types of learning, okay? Even when it comes to like learning how to drive, whatever that might be, okay? But just keep learning. All right, and then we have, what do we have for Cancer, please? Can I just have one? All right, breaking cycles. You may have noticed that you are in a situation where cycles are constantly being repeated. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard, you can't keep doing the same thing expecting different results, all right? So there might need something that you might need to just altogether break or change around, okay? And this might be something that may have been harming you. So it says ending harmful patterns, freedom from repetition, new beginnings. It stops with me. All right. And this is definitely having to do, for me, new beginnings have a lot to do with transformation. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Tower or the Death card come out. Okay. And then you have the Fool, which is a new beginning, or the World. Okay. So you're definitely having to just end something that has been very harmful for you. And that could be, you loving somebody and dedicating yourself to somebody who's not worth it, not worth your time, right? Being in a job that you keep doing the same thing and you're not appreciated. All right, take that however as it resonates. This is a general reading. However, if you are interested in a personal reading, the information is in the description box. I have been doing lives, as I have been sharing with you my introduction video, and people have seen my gifts. They see how I call out the cards. It's nothing I'm making up. If you watch my videos on a weekly basis, you see how I call out the cards, all right? So they've noticed that I have so many people coming back to me that I answer questions on lives, and they're like, everything you tell me happens. All right, you guys, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm just being honest with you. And like I said, the proof is in the pudding. So for that reason, people have been booking a lot with me. Like I literally had to open a new way of payment because, you know, some people really want the readings, but they don't have, if they're in different other countries, they don't have the same payments that we have in the States. All right, if you're from the States. It says, unbind inner chains. Your soul is ready to be free, let go of self-imposed limitations, and step into your power. Okay, this has a lot to do with you learning, followed by breaking cycles. Okay, because when we learn, this is a type of learning. You learn that you have to do things differently. You learn that you can't keep doing the same thing and it doesn't seem to be working. All right, so it's time for you to like free yourself, reinvent yourself, not to so much of an extent, because my guides are telling me that some of you may just need to tweak some things. All right, this could be even if you're putting together a business plan, whatever that might be, a thought, a recipe. It doesn't matter. Just there's some type of something that you just need to change so that you can figure out a way that it works best for you. Okay, because it doesn't seem like right now that's what's happening. All right, let's see what we have with in the Moonology deck, because I just feel like a lot of transformation. All right, like things just need to like change. So it says confidence is your key to success. You might be dealing with a Leo. Okay, so you need to have that confidence to be able to make these changes, and you do that by learning, right? Because you might want to go into AI or whatever and see if you can find out a different way of doing something, right? You're learning in order to break these cycles and unbind these inner chains. All right, it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, we're going to do tarot. If I need to clarify, I will. I also see the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Pentacles. Also the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords. Maybe even the Three of Swords. I'm just telling you what what's coming to me intuitively. What do we have for Cancer, please? Show us clearly. Can I please have the first 3 cards for Cancer? 1, can I have 2 more? 2, 1 more. Yeah, I'm not just any tarot reader. And so I told you that the Tower was going to come out. All right, you guys, this is the kind of thing that I tell you the proof is in the pudding. I don't need to lie. I don't need to anything. It's here. You saw me shuffle the cards. This happens always. Okay, so there's definitely something that ended, a sudden change, a transformation, something that you're finding needs to change, as you see here, right? You need to gain that confidence in order to move forward. There has been like probably even more than one upheaval, all right? Disasters and you doing things and things not coming out the way that you wanted, okay? So this is, you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You already have Leo. And then the number 16 and any combination might be significant to you. All right, so I've given you the significance of all the other numbers. The number 6 means growth, right? Because this is a time for growth, right? All of these changes just lift you up, you learn, you grow. It's just the way it is, okay? And then you have the 8 of Pentacles. You're going to be really, really focused on now doing the things that you need to do, because it's almost like you're tired. You're so tired of trying, and things just not turning out the way that they should, all right? So you also may be dealing with a Virgo. This could be like a business partner or someone you might be getting advice from, okay? And when this moment comes, you're going to be very passionate about what it is you need to do, because you're not giving up, but it's just like you're frustrated, right? With always having to rearrange things and nothing seems to work, or just keep the same routine, the same patterns, and nothing ever ends. But you're going to be really, really focused now that this Tower happened, okay? Because you don't want the upheaval. All right. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So the courage, right? The confidence that you need. And this is, again, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Okay. So you're going to feel like very, very confident and independent. You weren't, but now with this whole learning process from you researching, you're going to have that determination, and you're going to read like a moment of feeling joyful. Like, yes, you know, I did it. This is working. All right. Can I have 3 more for Cancer, please? What do we have for Cancer? And this moon that is coming tomorrow, Monday, I'm doing this reading on Sunday. That moon is supposed to help you in terms of energy. It's supposed to like uplift you, okay? And give you like that confidence and that little push. 1 more, please. Thank you. All right, if my guides tell me to pull a card from the other deck to clarify, I will. Otherwise, I normally don't. Yeah, I just said you're standing your ground. Yep, you have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, so you know it's almost like a challenge that you've been going at with yourself, like you know fighting with yourself. Not in a bad way, but I just told you, right? You're gonna be standing your ground. You're not gonna give up. You're not gonna back down because this is something that you really want. It's just a matter of tweaking things and making it work. Like, you know, working out the puzzle on how you're going to move forward, how you're going to do things. A lot of planning. If the 2 of Wands comes out, I wouldn't be surprised. All right. And then you have the 9 of Pentacles. You are definitely going to be working hard, right? Because with the 8 of Pentacles, you're working hard. Okay, you're working hard because you just want to see the fruits of your labor come to pass, right? You know that it takes a lot of responsibility. You're going to be doing it slow, because this is a night that comes in slowly, but it's better to do things slow than to do them fast, right? You've already been through cycles and patterns that you know at this point, you know what doesn't work. And here you go. I told you the 2 of Wands was gonna come out. You guys, I'm not just any reader, because you're planning. You see, because I'm an intuitive reader. You're planning, and that's why I said the 2 of Wands was going to come out. And I told you I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because you're going to be making decisions. You're going to be discovering new things that are practical for you to, you know, handle your plans. Some of you might even need to travel, because you might find that, let's say, for example, you want to start your own cup business, right? And you find that in China, the cups are cheaper. So you might be traveling to China and having those cups shipped to the US because it's cheaper for your business. That's just an example, okay? But I think I might have told you initially something with regards to travel, all right? So just to clarify, I called out the Tower. I told you were standing your ground, and then the 7 of Wands came out. And then I told you as I'm speaking to you that I wouldn't be surprised if the 2 of Wands comes out, and it came out. Proof is in the pudding. Enough said. All right, we are moving into money and career. I might see some transformation now here in money and career, right? Because it's tying into that. It might be a whole other situation because it's a general reading and there's a whole bunch of views, all right? So you have financial boundaries. Establish and maintain financial boundaries, right? Meaning communicate clearly with your family, right? With your significant other. Okay, if you feel like the bills are too high, have a conversation about turning off the lights, okay? Communicate with family and friends. Avoid lending money, because right now you should only be prioritizing yourself and your financial health. Okay, so if people come to you, I mean, listen, Tarot is just giving you this advice. You have free will. So at the end of it all, you're going to do what you want to do. Okay, it says progress. It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on course for at least a few more months before making a change, right? I told you with the Knight, go slowly. You're going to make progress because, you know, you're just trying to change things around. You're trying to reinvent the situation, right? So that you can see what works for me, what doesn't work. You've been in that journey of trying to figure out what is not working. And you're just gonna you know, just go into your power. And also with this card, try not to think negatively, because whatever you think is what you're gonna attract. All right, what do we have, please, for Cancer? Gosh. All right, sorry. messed up my card. Great. Oh, sorry. I have cards that were from another deck. What do we have, please, for Cancer? All right, and it's wow. You have a book 2 times. So not only are you gonna be learning, but you're gonna be checking over contracts. All right. So I'm just gonna show you this clearly. So you have book twice. All right. Something having to do, maybe my guides are telling me that there may be some papers that you may need to revisit before you make a decision on something. Okay. And they're telling me on the internet. And it says book, paperwork, contracts. Yeah. Learning as you go, writing, taking a class. Some of you might be even going into law school, right? When I started the reading, I told you that this might be, I gave you an example of you're continuing to learn to upgrade yourself at work in terms of like technology maybe, or whatever, even like workshops that your own company offers. All right, but they're telling me very, very clearly there's something to go back. Maybe you were working, looking at paperwork, trying to figure out something, and they're telling me go back to that. Okay, because there was something that you missed. All right, that may not be for all of you, but just go back to that. Maybe a book, papers, bills, something you missed, and that's gonna make you happy because it's gonna be like, oh my God, I thought I would have to pay for this, or I thought I would have to do this, but I misread this. Okay, and then it says Gaia. Trust the universe has a bigger plan for you than you can imagine. Protecting the planet, using herbs, or working with nature in some way. Spend time in nature to heal, soothe your mind, and regroup. All right, so you might be needing that because you're planning, and so that may be a little bit of help, for you to just go sit somewhere at a park and just think things through. And then it says matrix, feeling stuck. Yeah, well, that was you before. Repelling cycles, again, with the words cycles. Look for the signs, okay? So you just cannot keep doing the same thing and being in that same cycle. This message is strong, okay? When my guides want me to communicate a message, they confirm the reading many, many times with different decks. All right, you guys, we're moving on to love. Oh no, wrong deck. I forget that I read in English and Spanish. All right. What do we have, please, for Cancer? This reading is so resonating with me right now. It's crazy. Death, more transformation. It says the relationship is over, no second chances. Grow and transform. What's dead is dead. So some of you might be in a situation where you're like this, and there's just no more trying. Like, this is done. Okay, we see a lot of transformation here. So this is transformation within work, within your love life. So take it as it resonates. Like, your reading is all about transformation. All right, sacrifice, giving up something now for a future reward. Yeah, because it's like you're giving this relationship up because you know that in the future there's something better. There's always something better, right? Because especially if you have learned your lesson, that can apply to anything. You've learned your lesson of what not to do in a relationship, right? Of how not to settle, for example. And then, you just got to do better. You learned your lesson. What do we have for Cancer, please? Oh, Jesus. All right, it says releasing, letting go, moving on, walking away. You can't make this up. It's so clear. You're definitely moving away from something in love. You know what that is. You know it's time. So okay, never really over, lingering energy, soul tie, no closure. So this might be also a situation, right, that you guys are on and off, okay? So it's never really over, or it might have been, and you've reached that point where you're like, no, it's really over this time, all right? And some of you might even like walk away not getting that closure, or the person might walk away not getting that closure, but at this point, it's probably been so bad that you don't even care. It's almost like I honestly don't care. Like, I just want to be able to be happy and move on. All right, we're moving on to oracle messages. What do we have, please, for Cancer? It's almost like you're feeling like you're better off alone. That might have been the Tower also, you know, this situation in love. And that might also be breaking the cycles, this on and off, you know, you go back, you break up, you go back together. All right. It says, wow, this is insane. This is the third time cycle comes out. A 9-month cycle is at play. Your current project will take 9 months to mature and benefit you. Commit fully to it. You have all the strength and stamina you need, as long as you move forward and not backward. Okay? You've already been backward. This is insane. You see? And I just finished telling you, when there's a message that my guides want to give you, they will. They will. It's crazy. 3 different decks, and they're telling you the same thing. And only you know the story. Wow. Okay. All right. So the number 22 might be significant. It says you can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around you. Don't judge, just listen. All right? Because sometimes we can get judgmental and people can also get judgmental. So this is not just about you not listening to other people, but other people have to also do some listening towards you. Wow, this is crazy. All right. Messages from the universe. Did I put that card back? Oh, boy. All right. It says, when you continue to reminisce, replay, or hold on to what could have been, you continue to hold yourself in a place of resistance. Let what was inspire a new way of living, but don't allow it to limit and determine what can be. Okay, so, you know, back to that relationship. It's almost like, you know, you're reminiscing. Yes, it hurts, but it will hurt more if you just stay, if you think about it, right? It says, wow, I just can't. I told you a lot about transformation, right? When I said you're going through a transformation, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Death and the Tower come out. And here you have transformation. Once again, I'm not just any tarot reader. It says the process of self-transformation will open your eyes to the timeless truth of yourself. Okay? Your eyes are open. You know where you've made these mistakes. So it's not like you don't know that. And then we have Compass, exploration opportunity. Explore opportunities beyond your routine, okay? A new starting point will arrive. And this was the routine, right? The pattern of things always going the same, and you weren't exploring other opportunities. And that's where the books come in, where now you're like, okay, I'm going to open books. I'm going to open anything I need to open, Google, whatever, even Google Translate if I find something not in my language. But I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to read about contracts. I'm going to just keep learning. Wow, you guys, you cannot make this up. Well, Cancer, that has been your reading. You know, take care, one love. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can join the lives, and that I leave videos above here for other very important things, other readings, the egg ritual. And I don't know what to tell you. Great reading, but very confirmed. Take care, you guys. One love.